We're back in the zone with our next big story.
Yes,
a new federal
we
bill that aims to establish a national minimum age for social media users.
Yes!
We talk so much about this.
I love this.
And how social media is affecting our children. The bill is called Protecting Kids on Social Media Act. Joining us with what this could mean for the future, social media political technology reporter Rebecca Kern. Rebecca, good to see you. Let's talk specifics here, because it's very broad when you talk about children. What age are we talking about? And really, how would the bill preclude them from entering social media?
Yeah, so the bill is made to address, well, basically require parental consent for kids ages 13 to 17 to use any social media. So we're talking Facebook, Twitter, TikTok. That's what they're wanting it to apply to. And then they would say it's for kids under 13, they're banned from using social media, which isn't a really big thing to say. If you look at all these companies' terms and services, they're not supposed to be allowing kids under 13 on them anyway.
But they are, and I guess the bigger question is, do we know what the market percentage on social media is that is 13 and under? Because,
I don't. Well, because they're not supposed to collect that data. I don't know if they would share that
I'm
with
sure
you,
they
right?
have that data. I'm sure they do. If not, we wouldn't be having a bill like this.
How about that?
What prompted this then?
Yeah, there's been a lot of outcry in a lot of state legislatures. If you guys are tracking, it's hard to keep up. A lot of states are passing bills like this one to require parental consent for kids under 18. Arkansas, their governor signed one into law. Utah's governor signed one into law. So I think the federal government is looking at what the states are doing and seeing that there's a national trend here, and a lot of parents are upset and concerned about the safety of their kids on these platforms and some of the imagery and content that may be harmful. There's been studies that some of the senators alluded to in the announcement of the bill yesterday about a dramatic increase in mental health and risks and depression among teenagers, particularly teenage girls, in the last decade. And they point to social media as a contributing factor.
You've got kids that
Yes,
age.
I have kids that age. I love this bill. I love the fact, first of all, we don't even let our kids go on anything social media related. But I have a question. What about that parent who doesn't care, who's like, you know those parents who let those kids go to R-rated movies when they're too young? Do they just have to come onto the app and say, cool, I'll let my kid can go on and they can go surfing? Or, how is this imposed?
This is where it gets tricky, and where a lot of the social media companies will say, how is this going to be enforced? I mean, they're requiring what they're quoting reasonable age verification. So all of the platforms will need to deploy some system by which you'd be inputting a birth date of the child under 18 and the parent to confirm that the parent gave consent. That's how they're doing it. I can imagine tech-savvy kids, they're already on these apps figuring a way to get around that, right? And that's going to be hard to enforce on the device level or among the companies. I think they're also hoping parents want to help or have the time and interest in getting their kids on these apps safely. But what about kids who don't have, guardians or parents who are involved in their lives, or, parents who don't support maybe these kids' interests in different, say, LGBTQ youth that maybe don't have parental support in that area? That's where some of the critics of these bills, like this one, are calling out that this may be invasive for kids' privacy and be concerning for kids who may be in more vulnerable situations.
All right, well, we'll see. Like you said, some states have already passed it. Let's see if at a federal level people get behind it and what exactly it means, and will it curb any of the harm that's already happening on social media, really. Rebecca Kern with Politico, we appreciate you coming on the DMV Zone. All right.